Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Josh here. This is Israel. He's one of the special guests here on the Impact Podcast Show. Now, before we share anything or before we start, I just want to share to you guys quickly on the mission behind the Impact Podcast Show. Our goal is to focus on the one. That's our main mission. Our mission is to focus on impacting one person. And so, that's pretty much all I wanted to share. And we're going to get straight into the podcast show. So, how you going, Israel?
Yeah, good, man. It's Saturday.
Yo.
I can't complain, but man, glad to be here. Privileged to do a podcast with yourself. So, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen, man. I'm pretty keen. Do you want to tell them a bit about what just happened, just recently? Do you want to tell the people?
Oh yeah. So we rocked up to the university in Liverpool. Couldn't get in because I'm not a uni student. But then we came back to my house and kick things off here. So, which is good. Like, there's always a way, man. So
yeah. I think that was something that I was finding it hard when I was in the car. Like, I actually done the video. I was like, oh snap! Like it's crazy that you have to adapt into certain things. And I feel like it's a life thing. It's not just something that happens here and there. I feel like it's always something that always happens.
Oh, absolutely, man.
And so thanks, man. Thanks for letting us do the podcast show at your home. Bro, he has a really nice house. Just saying you know. But yeah, so we'll just kick it off. Tell the people who you are and just a bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Israel Seufale. I'm Samoan. I'm 22. Currently, I'm a sales rep for a full-time job, and serving God, which is the best. I think the best asset in my life at the moment, and I think that's.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
true. So just give you guys a bit of context. I did mention with Israel that the first time I met him was through Footy. That's something that we linked up well with. Do you remember what year it was?
Yeah, it was like
ages ago.
I think it was like 13, or something like that. And then I think it was under 11. Sorry, I can't remember, man. But it was through Cameron Junior League.
Who ended up bringing you at that time?
It was
Cause I remember someone.
Oh no! Sorry, it was 15. So it was Josh Carr.
Yeah, Josh Carr. Yeah.
He told me to come down and play.
Yeah.
And it was good, man. Good memories, eh?
Yeah. But I actually remember the first time I seen this guy, I'm like, bro, this guy has played reps. Like, this guy's probably one of the top dogs. And I was like, probably need him in the team.
It was good. It was good, man.
Nah, true. Tell us a bit about Footy.
Footy was good, man. Like, when I started playing at the age of 11, but then when I played, I think when I started playing, when I made my first red team at 13, I told my parents and told myself I want to pursue this as a career, like every young Islander kid out there. Which was the main goal, obviously, to provide for my family and to become something, and then I was fortunate enough to play a few rep teams throughout the years, and then I guess at the age of 18, some things just didn't go right, and footy comes with the good and bad as you get older into the game. But at the age of 18, I signed a contract, and then got told by my under 20s coach I wasn't going to play, which was a downfall because I'm the oldest boy in the family, and man, there's a lot of pressure too when it comes to being the oldest boy, and man, to be honest, I really, after getting told I wasn't going to be playing, round after round, and then I started digging myself into depression, and I never had that feeling before. And then what happened was I started contemplating suicide instead of turning to a counsellor. Started turning to alcohol and stuff.
What age was that?
It's like 18. I think it was, man. 18.
True.
So, but man, as I said before, it comes with the good and bad, and boys that are playing league at the moment, a lot of them are dealing with this kind of situation. I kind of read into it too. The five players who were playing the 20s, they committed suicide in that time. And I'm just so grateful and blessed to be here because, footy is more the mental battle instead of like the physical battle.
Yeah.
Like, not many people see what footy players go through. And so, yeah, man, like, yeah, man, I just remember, man, like, after getting told round after round, it was just like, I didn't know how to explain to my parents. My parents didn't know what depression was too. And then, yeah, like, I led myself to, like, contemplating suicide. And then, yeah, like, it just didn't go well. So then, after that, like, I was fortunate enough to get another contract. Yeah. And then after that, I just felt like it wasn't for me anymore. And, then I just gave it up.
Yeah. But honestly, man, I thank you for sharing about your experience, especially at 18, because if I remember correctly, we were playing together at that time.
Yeah, we were.
Like we were playing at Dragons.
Yeah,
so was
Dragons.
it after that?
So it was after the.
Yeah. So after.
It was after the SG boy year.
Yeah.
And then straight after that, straight into 20s.
Yeah.
And then that year, and then the year after that, like just getting told. But it comes down to your performance too. Like, you know, if you're not performing, then obviously your coach is not going to like pick you up. For me, it was like far out, man. Like, I wasn't performing, and I needed, like, I didn't know how to explain it to my parents because, like, I really wanted to make them proud at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But they were good too. But at the time, like, I wasn't just good, man. I started like having anxiety before games. Then started like the confidence, self-confidence goes down. And then like, but yeah, man, like after that, like I started turning to like alcohol on the weekends, and then like it just to fill that void that I never had, like, because it was just like, yeah, waking up, dragging your feet to work Monday to Friday, like no one sees it, it's all in front. And then, but yeah, man, I was battling hard. And so yeah, then that's when I said, nah, man, I'm gonna go to church. Like, I grew up in church, but I knew the truth, but like at the same time, I was like, man, if I go back to church, I have to give up. But I was like, man, I have to do it, man, because at the end of the day, like, this is my life, and like, so I made that decision to go back to church and give my life back to Christ, man. I've seen like everything change after that.
Honestly, it's so different, right? Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but like when you give your life to Christ, like, and you've gone through like heaps of crap, like it makes a big difference. It actually makes a big difference when you put God first and then do everything else. Because I always feel that once you put God first, and everything like flows. Yeah, it flows. Like flows after that.
Yeah, 100%, man. And like after I gave my life to Christ 3 years ago, man, it's like he just gave me a new jersey, man. Like it wasn't a footy jersey, but like a whole new jersey to wear. And like I'm so blessed, and I'm not unashamed to say, man, because like at the end of the day, it's not about going to church. It's like having a true relationship with Jesus Christ, and that's what I needed, man, was that anchor for me, because those mind battles was just getting too much, and I just thank God, man. Like I can't complain. And I know a lot of footy players out there. The culture of the rugby league is it's a bit different.
No, for sure.
But yeah, man, like love the boys and that, but at the end of the day, you got to look after yourself. And you look after your mental health and stuff like that. So I'm not unashamed to say that, man. Like God really did something, man. He changed everything around, and thank God, man. I wouldn't be alive, man, to be honest.
Amen. I feel like also, like when it comes to self-care, I think for like a lot of us Pacific Islanders, like, and correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like some moments, because we're always looking after our parents, we're looking after our kids, we got to put them first before ourselves. It comes to a point where, like, it just continues on. Like it just doesn't stop. Like the only time it stops is when you're actually feeling like committing suicide. Because like, bro, I've been there too, man. Like I've been there, and it was actually that same year. So when you're going through your thing, I was going through a similar thing too. Where I was like, you know, I didn't get the results I wanted, and then I wanted to, you know, have that choice of, I think I might just end my life because I wasn't getting what I wanted. But then I really felt that it was actually I needed more of God. I needed someone who can actually look after me.
Absolutely, man. And like at the end of the day, like I got told when I was young too, like the boys will never pay your bills at the end of the day, which is like true, man. Like, you know, at the end of the day, you got to look after yourself, like you said before. And like, man, once I made that decision, like I started getting, like I thought my boys were like, man, like come on, bro, you know, don't be that holy roller guy. But man, like I had so much respect out of that, that decision. But at the end of the day, like, you know, what footy players go through, it's hard, man.
Yeah.
You know, because it's, you know, you got to perform, and it's hard. But yeah.
True. Right, so bro, the question I want to ask you now is, you know, when you're going through like your suicide and your depression, drinking, all that stuff.
Yep.
What actually changed? Like, what actually made you get back into it? Like, you know, to where you are now.
Yeah, man, and like honestly, it was Jesus, man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm unashamed to say that, because he wasn't, man, like, it wasn't the church building, nothing. It was God Himself.
Yeah, come on.
And like, the moment I actually surrendered my life to Christ, like that word surrendered, gave my life to Christ, man. Like, I've seen God change and overcome those battles, man. And to be more specific, it was like men around me. First, it was like my pastor, who really had like men around me who guided me, and with the Bible values too, man. Like, it really gave me hope, man. And to see that there's a way out to these mind battles, a way out to these depression thoughts. And man, like most of the times when you do go see like a counselor or a psychologist, which is nothing wrong with that, but they'll give you programs, all those kind of programs, which didn't really work for me, man. But it was like when someone presented the gospel in front of me and the Bible values, man, I was like, man, I can see hope through this, man. I can see like I can overcome this, you know. And so that's what Jesus, you know, implied that, you know. Well, that's the reason why He came down, you know, was to give hope. And for me, that word surrender was like giving it all to Christ and let God do the work. And once I gave myself to that and gave myself to men around me, like I started like pushing myself away from friends that, you know, were influencing me. And like I was just like, I gave myself to that. And one thing that my pastor said to me was, you know, if you're not influencing your mates for Jesus, then they're influencing you for the devil. It was just like far out, really powerful, man. It stuck with me. I was like, man, that's true. And once I gave myself to that, I was like, man, I couldn't look back at it. I was running with it. And 4 months after that, like one of my friends actually turned around to me and said, man, like, you've changed so much, you're so positive. I was like, far out, thank God, like that's God's grace, you know. And I can't be ever. I'm more ever grateful for that.
It's crazy you say that, because I think I had a question like just on my own page where someone had asked, is it bad to hang around with like people that are bad?
No, man.
And I was like, in my like spirit, it was like, oh, like, yes, it is, but it's not, because you got to think about Jesus. Like, Jesus
that's right.
That's hung around with like sinners and stuff, but also you need to realize too that we don't want to be surrounded by people that are going to influence us based on the world.
That's
and
right.
Stuff.
That it would influence. So it's not like, sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. It's not like you know, like hang around with bad people. It's wrong. Nah, no way, man. Like you have to,
because we are bad ourselves.
That's
too.
What we're bad ourselves. You know, I mean, who are we to judge? But it's the word influence. Like, if they're influencing you, man, into you know, to a path of destruction, man. Like, and then just you know, that's when you turn around. Nah, man, that's not the right thing to do, and then you know, kind of distance your way away from people like that. And once I made that decision, I was like, man, like, I can't thank God, you know. So try to be that influence, and then now that I'm trying to be the influence to those kind of guys. Because once I made that decision, right, like 4 or 5 months into it, like the boys that, you know, I was hanging around with, they actually reached out, like, man, I'm going through the same struggle. They started opening up. Come on. And it was like, it took like a fair few months, but once that happened, they were like, man, like I was going through the same thing. Like I was literally on the edge to give my life to Kim Sosa. And man, like, you know, that's what I mean, you know, that word influence, you know. So
no, it's good, bro. Yeah, it's good. So from this point, I just want to talk a bit more about your e-commerce stuff. So do you want to just tell us briefly what that is?
So I've got a full-time job at the moment, which is awesome. I'm blessed to have it. And on the side hustle, I've got an e-commerce business that I'm trying to up and run. And so what it is like drop shipping, you know, like, you know, obviously, you know, trying to get products from China and then selling it online, which is also meant, the reason why I've done that was to, like, you know, have a side hustle and get more money, but at the same time was to influence a lot of other Pacific Islanders to step out from their comfort zone. Like a lot of us, what I feel like with the Pacific Islander community is that we tend just to settle for less. It's like this stigma, man, like after school, it's like straight into the warehouse.
I feel like we're just average,
man, just average, man. But like, you need to think about, like, this is like, you can't be average, man. You can't just settle for less, man. And so when I finished playing footy, like this stereotype of just playing footy all the time, like for a lot of Pacific
Islanders. And that's something that like you've been brought up in.
Yeah, that's right. And don't get me wrong, like it's good, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, you know, when you finish playing footy, like, what do you got after that?
Yeah.
Like, you know, people just tend to go, like, nah, stuff it, man. I'll either be a drug dealer or I've got to go work, you know, like, be in a warehouse. But and there's nothing wrong working in a warehouse, don't get me wrong, but like, there are so many people out there, like especially our Pacific Island community, who can step out, who can do more. They have so much potential, but it's like all going down the drain. And so this was like to influence and other Pacific Islanders, man, like, you can have your own business, man. You can like step out and do something more than what you have now, or what you're doing now, and not settle for less, because that's what it is that mindset of like, after school, after HSC, like, I'm just gonna go work and like pay off money at home and just like, you know, all that. But like, man, there is so much more that we can do, you know, not just sports, man, 100%. Other avenues, man, we can take. And man, I just want to influence the Pacific Islander people, man, to be like, nah, step out, run your business, bro. Don't settle for less, man, because at the end of the day, like, we're living in a blessed country with so much opportunities, man, like, and people don't see that.
I feel like we just settle, just
settle for less, and these days, this generation, man, it's like easy money, like just easy cash. You know what I mean? Like,
and even that, especially with the factories and jobs, not hating on them, but like just the like, fact that you can get money easily, just by working hard.
And like, being a drug dealer, man, it's so easy to become drug dealers, man. Like, in this, like, every you go places, you know, there's drug dealers in your suburb now, and it's just easy cash, man. Like, no one wants to work hard anymore for like to become like to work to become better, man. Like, you know, just settling for less, bro. Like, easy cash. And man, like, I felt like, you know, if Jason Tamalolo can earn $1 million on the rugby field, why can't we earn $1 million? You know, in like starting your own business or something like that, in the corporate side of things. You know, why can't we do that? So man. Yeah,
it's true. And so you mentioned doing drop shipping in China. Has that had an effect lately?
Man, massive effect, bro. Like, massive effect, man. Like, obviously the coronavirus now going on at the moment, like, you can't really it's like slowed things down. Even my job itself, like my full-time job, like doing you know, being a sales rep for a transport company, like, it's slowed things around. It's really slowed things up. But, you know, at the end of the day, if God's blessings on it, man, like, you know,
He'll make it happen.
He'll make it happen. So,
He'll make it happen.
Yeah. So, blessed, man. So.
True. Because I think one thing I was listening to, you know, Waikatia.
Yeah.
So I was like, John. I was listening to his podcast, and you know, he was talking about little things about China, and like that's where he gets his stuff from. And how much of an effect it will make. And I'm looking at it lately, like there's a lot of people that are getting affected by the coronavirus in China, and like just looking at, like, I look at a lot of the products that we have in Australia, and they're all made in China.
Absolutely, bro.
So it's crazy to see how one country can affect the whole world.
Nation. Yeah, bro. 100%.
The whole world. Yeah, it's really crazy, man.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy, and so man, like, just praying at the moment, man. Like, once they settle down, and, you know, we can kick off again. And keep on.
And so with your e-commerce, you know, side hustle, how's it been trying to work on that and also do day-to-day life and also church?
Time,
like,
man.
How's it?
Discipline, time is like valuable, man. Like, people don't understand what, like, time is so valuable. Like, you need to learn how to prioritize. And so one thing I got taught, man, from my mentors and obviously my pastor, was like, you know, prioritize your time correctly. Like, you know, what's the most important thing? So I always kick off every morning, like after morning prayer. Like, so what do I need to prioritize today? Like, so, you know, the most important things I'll do first, and in the afternoon I'll smash it out. And so, man, people need to realize, like, you know, like, people ask me, like, how do you do this, or like church, you know, business, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, it's time. Like, you got to learn how to prioritize your time properly. Like, if you're sitting on the couch playing PlayStation all day, man, you're not going to get anywhere in life. To be honest, bro, that's hard reality. Like, that's the reality, bro. Like, most men these days are like coming home from work, like sitting in front of a TV screen. There's nothing wrong with playing PlayStation, don't get me wrong, but like, if you want to be somewhere, if you want to work hard to get somewhere, man, like, give up the things that you want to do in life to get where you need to get to, man. If you know you need to study, if you know you need to get somewhere, man, do it, man. Like, sacrifice, man, that time to get where you need to get to. And so, man, like, for me, prioritizing my time is valuable. It's so important.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nah, true. Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're going well into your e-commerce and balancing time and also even family too, you know, like in the Pacific Islander community, we all know that family is really important.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the struggles that we can have.
Yeah.
As people who are wanting to start, you know, something new, something different.
Yeah.
Things like your business and stuff, like it's just learning how to prioritize time. And I feel that prioritizing your time is so much valuable, man. Like there's so much that you get from actually prioritizing your time and what you do from day to day. So man, it's good, man. And so at this point, I see you in your shirt. You've got
Kingdom Hustle. Yeah, man.
Can you show the back? Because I've just seen the back. You want to just show the back? Yo. Yeah, so what does it say at the bottom?
Soldier of Christ.
Soldier of Christ, bro. Yeah. That's a. So who done the tee?
Yeah, so we just went to like a guy just in Liverpool, and I was like, listen, man, like a last minute thing, we're going to the city tonight. Can you just like make a quick tee for us? And so one of the boys in New Zealand actually did the drawing at the back.
Yeah, bro, it looks beast, bro.
And so just Kingdom Hustle. So yeah, man, like we're about. So yeah, sorry guys, like Kingdom Hustle's, you know, basically it's a group of men that come together and go on the streets and evangelize the gospel of Jesus Christ, man. And so you know, that's what Kingdom Hustle's about. So Kingdom Hustle was brand named by actually started by a man called Pastor Tony Hawayne, which was my pastor at the time. Yeah. And so his whole vision was, you know, like the Kingdom Hustle is an outreach to get out there and spread the gospel, and I've taken that and just like running with it at the moment. So it's to really encourage other believers to step out, man, in faith. You know, like I believe, man, like, you know, having a Bible verse on your Instagram bio is great. Yeah. But like, do something about it, man. Like,
I get you.
You know, a lot of people have it there. I'm like, man, why don't you go and give that Instagram, that Bible verse on Instagram? Tell someone about it, man. Like, it's just not enough to have that Bible verse on your Instagram just sitting there doing nothing. Yeah. Like, go and do something about it, man. Go tell someone. It's not like to Bible bash someone, but it's like, use it, man. Use it and apply it in life, you know. So. And
I feel like testimonies help really well. And 100%. I feel like. Could you share a bit about, because I know those are some of your boys, because I was watching some Instagram stuff.
Yeah, so
some of your boys that were sharing their testimonies.
Man, like some of the boys that are in church now, man, like, man, these two brothers, right, Nathan and Tui, like, man, they were like heavy drug addicts, man. Right. We had another guy who's been locked up for 19 years, radically give his life to Christ, and just like God is just moving. Yeah. And so like heaps of boys that, you know, like who are drug addicts, alcohol, like everything, man, and sharing their testimony, like it is so powerful, because a lot of people tend to like deny Christ, like deny God. Like I just speak to atheist people, you know, this whole big bag theory, and you know, they don't believe in God, but they can't deny God in, like what God's done in someone's life. They can't deny that. It's so powerful, man, that you see someone's life and you're like, far out, man, like God's did something in your life. And so yeah, man, like, you know, that's what Kingdom Hustle is all about. So yeah, and it's to really drive people. Like if you are going like through depression or whatever, man, like it all comes down back to sin, right? And so, man, like the factor is like, man, like I want to encourage everyone, man. Like you know, Kingdom Hustle is the page of outreach, man. Like if you're going through stuff, like come out, man. Like get direct message us. We've got boys, man, like who have been through heavy stuff, man. Yeah. Obviously, come out of the tunnel, you know, come out, you know, in the light, you know, through Jesus Christ. And so that's what it's all about. Yeah.
No, it's good. You know, it's crazy though. Like, I'll tell them a bit about what happened with the way that we spoke about this. Yeah. So I was at the gym, right? And I was at Bonnery Anytime, and this guy just came out of nowhere. Like I was just doing my sets and stuff, and then started chatting, and then just out of nowhere, like, bro, like he asked me the question about the podcast show, and at that time, I was like trying to figure out, like, I didn't even know actually in terms of the direction that I wanted the podcast show to happen. And then he's like, oh bro, I'd be keen to jump on, like just to share this. But then I legit just had like a revelation that week of how I wanted to change the way that the podcast show was going to go and make it really more interview based. And so I'm actually keen, like I literally just had this in my head When's the next time you guys doing your outreach?
So like next week.
So I know that you guys do outreaches often.
Yeah, so the next one we're going to go to the city next week.
Yep.
We're going to take a group of work. This time it's going to be larger. Like, we're going to have people come out. And like, man, so encouraged, can we jump on?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, 100%, man. Come out, we'll get the teas ready, and we're gonna get back out there. Like, you know, people like, man, just like, you know, the Christian faith, you know, it's been so like downplayed. Like, you can't really share your faith in today's society.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, man. Like, you know, biblical. If you look at the Bible, like Jesus went to the streets, man, and like, not many people come to church, but we have to go to where they are.
Yeah,
like, you know,
yeah.
We are the church. The people are the church,
and we are the light too.
man. And so, like, far out, man. Like, yeah, I'm so encouraged just to see young men step up, because in today's society also, like, we've lost men. The men, like, I see it around, man, like men who are not working that working jobs that they should be working, man. Like, you know, easy money on the side, man, and it's just like, man, like, become a man, look after your family, bro. Get out there, man, and do something radical for Christ. And so, like, that's the whole reason for this. And yeah, man, next time we're gonna go back onto the streets next week. Yeah. And and tell people about Christ. And we get spit on, we get we get people swearing at us, man. It's like it's we're not there to obviously spread hate, but the whole purpose is, like, I'll give you a story, man. Like, we literally went there, right? Bro, like we were like, so we were preaching, right? Yeah. And there was a lady who actually followed us. Yeah. And she was following us, and then we stopped somewhere, like in the middle of I can't remember, it was like in the park somewhere. It's like all these homeless people, we were like telling them about the love of Jesus. And this lady, man, like, she kept coming forth because she was hearing us. And then she sat down, and I said to the boy, I said to one of my mates, like, why don't you go talk to her, man? Like, just go see if she's alright, because like, it looks like she wants to talk to someone. She went and sat down, and she's like, man, like, I'm a prostitute, like, bro, like, I'm a full-on prostitute, like, I've been beat up, abused. Yeah. And she was crying, bro, and she was like sharing her heart, man, and like stuff like that. Like, was like, man, that's the reason why we come out to the city, you know what I mean? Like,
gives you the heart.
And like, bro, we seen like people, like, we seen like young guys, like, man, like, who were like depressed, and, you know, like, we even seen a guy there, like, from Mount Jewett, like 2 guys from Mount Jewett, man, and all like, what are you doing here? He's like, I'm trying to get away from the area. Like, what's wrong, bro? He's like, man, like, and I said to him, man, like, listen, man, like, society would tell you to put on a pair of TNs, to put the postcode around your neck and start, you know, repping it. At the end of the day, like, is it worth it? Like, ending up in a hospital, you know what I mean? Like, to follow the game. Like, listen, man, like, you don't have to follow that, bro. Like, you don't have to fit in. Like Jesus said, you don't have to be a part of it. You can be set apart from this world, man. And man, just to see those, and they were like 15, 16, man. Yeah. And like, real young, man. Like, smoking and like music is a big influence, man. Like, they were listening to music, and like, don't get me wrong, like, I love the guys that are going out there and making the drill music, which is awesome. But man, it also plays a massive part in these young kids' life, man. Influence like, influencing them, bro. Like, just the music itself, man. And like, they were saying, man, like, to be honest, like, it's all a front. It's all a front, man. Like, they were crying. They were like, it's all a front. Like, I don't really want to be a part of this whole gang mentality thing. But man, like, today's society, like, you have to, bro. Like, if you're not wearing a pair of CN or branded clothes, bro, you're gonna get like, man, you're gonna get picked on or whatever, man. You know what I mean? Like, and so I was just like, man, like, Jesus loves you, man. Like, come out, you know. And so thank God, man, we're still keeping in contact with those 2 young guys, and so the other ladies, and just stuff like that. It's like, it's all worth it, man, getting onto the streets and telling people about Christ. Yeah. Even though you get those people, like, you know. Yeah.
But I think that's what shows, that's the beauty behind it all. Is that when you go out and evangelize, like, it's tough. Like, it's tough evangelizing, but like, when you see that you're making an impact, man, 100% on just at least one people. Like, how many like you mentioned, there was a prostitute and there was 2 people
heaps, that man.
You just
countless stories.
It was only 3 stories that he spoke about, and I'm already impacted right now. Like, oh, snap, you guys are doing real well.
I was so shocked, man. Like, I was so shocked at just the people there in the city. Like a lot of, like, I used to go to the city to drink and go clubbing, man. Like, a lot of people go to the city just to escape, like, to get away from what they're actually going through. And like, that lady, like, what she was saying, like, if we never went there, like, you know, who knows what she would have done, like, you know, far out, man. And like, not to boast on us, like, at the end of the day, we're vessels for the kingdom, but like, man, like, there's so many people who has this front, and they know what they have to give up, but they don't want to give it up.
Yeah.
But it's like, give it up, man, for Christ. And it's like, you don't know, because the gospel is all about faith, right? Like, people don't see, but it's faith, man. If you give it up and have faith to and give it all to God, mate, you're gonna come see it through fruition, man. It's gonna come, man. And it's just man, it's hard, man, because today's society it's changing. Yeah, man. So that's just the impact that we've had that very night, the same night, and we've seen a lot of people encourage us, and so like, why not come out?
No, legit.
Check it out, man. So,
well, I've got so when is it on? So when exactly?
Like next week, and so like you can DM, like direct message us at Kingdom Hustle.
Yep.
And man, like, come check it out, man. So yeah.
So as you guys are aware, Kingdom Hustle, they've got a page at Kingdom Hustle underscore. So Kingdom Hustle underscore.
Yeah.
And do you guys have a Facebook page at all, or is it just Instagram?
No, just Instagram only. But we do have like events coming up to our church. Like, we have an event coming up in March. It's called Teen Challenge. One of the boys are going to be running it, and it's going to talk about two specific topics about drugs and alcohol, and the gang mentality game. Like, so two guys are going to be talking about like the life they've been upbringing,
because they've been through
100%. Like, so the first guy's going to be Nathan Tui, like, bro, life of like drugs and like all that stuff. Like, and he's going to tell like the young age of like first smoking, and then smoking leading to weed, and then weed leading into something else. And then another guy, Fam, who's been locked up for 19 years, like 19 birthdays in jail.
Yeah, wow.
And he's going to be touching on like the game, man, like the whole gang mentality, like, is it worth it or not? And so like, man, it's going to be good. So that's going to happen in March the 21st.
Yep.
And so those kind of events, what we do is trying to promote and try to like, we're not just outreaching on the streets, but trying to promote for those people who are lost, man, and at the end of the day give their life to Christ. So that's the whole main goal of the page. Yeah.
No, it's good, man. It's good.
Which is awesome, man. So I can't complain. And man, like, we've had heaps of things. Like, I spoke to this other guys, like a few guys who are in the game at the moment, and who are in the rap industry, and they've told me, like, you know, what they're doing is how do I say it, man? Like, they know it's not like, it's all a front, you know.
It's just a mask.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. It's just a mask, man, and it's crazy, man. Like, just the amount of influence they're having, you know. Why can't you have that influence for the kingdom? And I pray one day, man, these guys will get saved, man, you know, because at the end of the day, and like, even on the streets too, like, just want to say a quick thing, like, when we go on the streets, we see like a lot of people who say like they know God, right? And like, man, I like a lot of people say they know God, but then I ask them, like, do you know Jay-Z or Beyonce? They're like, yeah, man, 100% I know Jay-Z or Beyonce, but like, I then ask them, like, are you sure you know them? And they're like, yeah, but they only know of them because they never had that relationship. So like, just like Jesus Christ, man, like, you ask them, do you know God? And they're like, yeah, but they only know of God. Yeah. And because like, they never had that relationship. And so many people on the streets we see, man, they're like, yeah, I know God, blah, 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 blah. Nah, man, you need to have that, like, God, like, He wants a relationship with you, man, like. And like, that's the sad reality. It's not about going to church every Sunday. It's literally having a true relationship with Jesus Christ. And so that was the, like, that's the like, we see that most often on the streets. So,
wow, man,
which was good. But
it looks like you're going the right track.
Man, thank God.
You're mentioning about footy, and like how you went from footy, and you know, looking at just committing suicide, and then having anxieties before your games, and feeling like you're depressed, and also there's moments where you felt like, you know, your parents would understand you. To the point now where you're in church doing God's thing, and you're also working on your e-commerce, you know, and like the main focus is to help out the Pacific Islanders, the community, to know that they can do better. All this jealous stuff. Like, you know, you guys can do whatever you want, but just remember, there's always something greater. There's always something greater. And then even just Kingdom Hustle, you know, you're mentioning about what you guys are doing outside, and you know, getting spat on, and then even you talking about, you know, the lady prostitute coming.
Prostitute, man, that's crazy, man.
And having a chat with you guys, and even those two boys. You know, also, I can see mad impacts happening, man. And it's cool to see that you made the choice. Because I always believe it's always about the choices that you make. And I really feel that you made the right decision. because I can see that other people are getting impacted, and I don't feel like it's just the people that you're impacting.
Yeah.
Like going out, you doing your little kingdom hustle, going out and ministering to other people. I feel like the people that you're surrounded by, like your boys, are being influenced by what you do. And I think the video that I was watching of you preaching out and telling everyone about, hey guys, like you guys shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. I think it really encouraged me based on the boys that you were hanging out with. You're seeing all the boys just rallying up, but then you just leading it.
That's
going out there and being like the main front. And man, it takes great humility. But also great courage to actually go out and do that, because especially when you're leading a lot of boys. I know within myself, like leading certain teams in footy, and then I serve in my own church too, and I also lead some of my boys. It is hard when if you're having an off day, and I don't feel like you're putting a front on to minister to the boys, but you're actually saying to yourself, nah, I'm going to put my game face on, and then I'm going to deal with it later. And I feel like you're in a totally different space. I can't believe that you actually went through a situation at the same year too. With footy and feeling depressed and stuff.
Like that time, like, because God is always like attracted to vulnerable people, like comes down to your pride, like like big humility about it. So I would have walked away. I was such a prideful person.
Me too, man.
Bro, I was so
not gonna lie, man. Like
first
we're
time
both
I
on the
walked
same
into
page.
church, man, like I was like, man, like who are these people? Like that was me, and like God was like, man, dealing with my pride, and like I was just like, man, I need to give myself to God, like. Humility was the thing that God attracted. God attracts me. So the moment I did that, I was like, man, it's like and like one thing, like pride too, saying that like it's like having a bad breath, bro. Like you don't even know you have it, to be honest.
Bro, people can smell it, bro. Like people can sense it.
Like, people sense it. It's like, man. And so like you mentioned, like having like leading a team, like at the end of the day, like when you come into the kingdom of God, it's like being selfless. When you're in the world, you're being selfish. So two different things, man. So like going into the streets was like, we had to be selfless. Like we all got things that we need to do, but like we all gave our time to be like, no, it's not about us. It's about the people, man. 100%. And so my pastor Ben, like was always in drilling that with us. It's not about us. It's about the people, man. And so I thank God for my pastor. I thank God for my, for the fellowship, and I thank God for himself, like everything that he's done, and to teach us to like, no, it's not about you, bro. It's about the people, man. Like. Don't think about yourself, man. Once you start thinking about yourself, it's like, man, then you're just, God's not going to take you anywhere, because it's all about you and I, So, man, I thank God. I thank God for my pastor. Sorry. Thank God, man. He's a man of God. So.
No, it's good, man. So with all this that we've spoken about, we're just gonna wrap up now. Honestly, man, I can talk for ages on this stuff, bro.
I can keep going, man.
Legit, but like we're just gonna wrap up now.